the preseason NIT from the Dean Dome in Chapel Hill, North Carolina. Number 19 Cincinnati is set to battle the top-ranked Tar Heels, a rematch of last year's NCAA regional final won by the Heels in OT. And welcome back to the ESPN College Basketball Studios. I'm Robin Roberts. It's my turn to welcome Digger Feld to the Total Sports Network. Off to a great start.
It's a pleasure.
These two teams have also gotten off to a pretty good start, talking about North Carolina and also Cincinnati, but a rematch, but not the same team. Cincinnati, so many freshmen. North Carolina not going to have Brian Reese. He's out of today's game. What do you see as the keys in tonight's matchup?
A new trend for Cincinnati. 6 freshmen, not junior college kids, freshmen. They scored 58 out of 90 points, led by D'Antonio Wingfield, 30 points, 5 for 7 on the threes. Look for rebounding because I don't think at 6'9" he could get in foul trouble, Wingfield. But the thing is, Montrose is going to be too strong. But without Reese, North Carolina, watch Cincinnati go to the pressure, turnovers, half-court presses, both teams. It's going to be a great game.
Yeah, we have another good game coming up in our nightcap. Another rematch coming up between California and Kansas. That's coming up at 9:30 right after the game we have coming up right now. And as you said, you got to stop Eric Montross. Also have to stop Donald Williams, who tied a career high with 27 in the opener against Western Kentucky. We're back to the Dean Dome in a second.
Who works at Round Table Pizza did not answer. Tony Salami knocked on his door, he did not answer. Simulated sausage and canned mushrooms knocked on his door, he did not answer. Now, someone's knocking on your door. Here's your pizza, Uncle Bob. Hi. Hallelujah!
Galloway Chrysler Plymouth Jeep Eagle is well known for its low prices, but did you know Galloway gives you low payments too? Look, this 94 Jeep Grand Cherokee is only $327 per month. This gorgeous LeBaron convertible is only $265 per month. This Plymouth Voyager can be yours for only $236 per month. This new Cherokee is only $214 per month, and this 94 Jeep Wrangler is only $156 per month. Galloway can also make it so your first loan payment won't be until next year. That's right, no payments till March of '94. Low prices and low payments are why there's a better way at Galloway.
Freshman sensation D'Antonio Wingfield leads a whole new breed of Cincinnati Bearcats. His shooting, passing, and penetration propelled his team to a first-round win over Butler in NIT play Wednesday night. Meanwhile, it was business as usual in Chapel Hill as Eric Montross dominated inside and left the rest to high-scoring Donald Williams as the Heels survived a Western Kentucky scare here in Blue Heaven. The Dean Smith Center in Chapel Hill, North Carolina, battle of top 20s in round 2 of the preseason NIT as Cincinnati comes in to meet the #1 team in the land. Hi again, everybody. I'm Brad Nessler with Dick Vitale. This is the rematch of the East Regional Final that was at the Meadowlands last March. In that one, it was overtime for Carolina to win. Whole different cast of characters, though, for the Cincinnati team, Dick.
Well, Brad, there's no Nick Van Exel. He's now with the Lakers. But they have D'Antonio Wingfield. He's the most heralded freshman to enter that campus from back to the years in the 50s when a guy arrived by the name of the Big O, Oscar Robertson. And he really lived up to all the billing. 30 points in his debut. He's a multi-dimensional power guy on the inside. He can play on the outside. He's exciting to watch. Remember the name, D'Antonio Wingfield.
Cincinnati with a win over Butler to get here to round 2. North Carolina struggled a little bit. Still with 3 minutes and change left. They were only up by 5 against Western Kentucky, and then they turned it over to the MVP from the Final Four last year.
Well, Brad, anytime they needed a big basket, they said, Donald! And Mr. Donald Williams delivered. He knocked down the big 3 against Western Kentucky when it got close, had 27 big points. The guy's a bona fide big-time scorer, and he's the key to their perimeter game.
He also knocked down Cincinnati in that game of the Meadowlands with a couple 3-pointers in overtime last year. Number 19 getting set for number 1 here in Chapel Hill in the NIT when we come back.
What is it, my feet?
No, the champagne's not Corbel.
Corbel, for people who know champagne.
Hello, Linus.
I see your blanket's out for washing. I feel so insecure. Security is why over 45 million people trust MetLife to ensure their lives and health and help plan their retirement. Does MetLife give out blankets? No, but the world-famous MetLife representative is the very symbol of security in an uncertain world. You're right. I feel better already. Get Met. It pays.
For me, looking good isn't about vanity. It's a job requirement.
Beautiful.
Even just a couple of flakes is a bad move. That's why I use Head & Shoulders Dry Scalp Shampoo. Other shampoos can strip moisture away. Head & Shoulders helps protect your scalp's natural moisture and helps prevent flakes before they start. Put it to the test and see for yourself. Head & Shoulders Dry Scalp Shampoo and 2-in-1. Because beautiful hair can't have flakes.
People care about the world these days. They just don't want me to put another toxic antifreeze in their car. I mean, who needs toxic? So what if it protects to 70 below? Any antifreeze can do that. Tell me that it's different, safer. Tell me nothing protects better, and it's biodegradable. I mean, what if their dog gets into it? Or their kids? This is serious. It's a changing world. Poison's out.
New Sierra. It's not just antifreeze, it's safety freeze. We're using high-resolution robotic cameras in order to give you a closer look at the fit and finish of our Lincoln cars. To achieve this kind of quality, we not only employ technologically advanced machines, we also employ dedicated people who bring to Lincoln a craftsmanship that can't be duplicated by a mere machine. Sorry, fellas. Lincoln, what a luxury car should be.
ESPN College Basketball is brought to you by Polaroid Captiva. The pictures stay in until you take them out. And by Lincoln Mercury and the complete line of Lincoln luxury automobiles. Lincoln, what a luxury car should be.
Carolina fans hungry to see their #1 ranked team against the Cincinnati Bearcats. Let's meet the starting lineup for the number 19 team in the land. Kurt Bostic returns the most experience for this group. He's the co-captain, and look at all the youth. Greger, Wingfield, Flint, and Wright. 3 freshmen and a sophomore for Bob Huggins in his 5th year at Cincinnati with a brilliant record, already 95 wins. For #1 Carolina, Eric Montross, a double-double to start things off the other night. 21 points, 10 rebounds. Joining Phelps, Williams, Salvadori, and the sensational freshman Jerry Stackhouse with his first start for head coach Dean Smith and his 33rd season here in Chapel Hill. Carolina unbeaten a year ago at the Smith Center at 12-0. They'll play without one of their normal starters, Brian Reese.
Yeah, Brian Reese out with an ankle injury. They're hoping to be ready after this to get ready for New York if they were to win this. But what a guy that can go to Jerry Stackhouse to replace him.
The lob underneath, Salvadori with an easy one.
That could be the real problem tonight. Matchup problems, the size factor.
Here's a freshman, Marco Wright, working against Phelps and takes it all the way. Lost the handle and got it back.
He's an excellent ball handler. Wright's got great ball handling skills.
Wingfield picked up by Phelps. Salvadori with a block. Montross was also there as Bostic tried to get it up.
Size has been a factor already with Salvadori and Montross on the interior. They're going to dump it inside. Tough for Wingfield to handle him.
Montross. 4-0 Carolina.
Too much experience down in the box. As you and I were talking a little bit before the game, Brad, I think it's going to be very quickly we're going to see Bobby Huggins rotate into a matchup zone defense. Watch him lock inside. He's got too much size, too much experience. He drop steps to the baseline. Seals off exceptionally well. See, D'Antonio didn't face this kind of offense on a high school level. Great position, the power play inside by Montross.
Montross with a chance to cap the three-point play does. Carolina with a little backcourt pressure as Phelps will get on Marco Wright and make him work.
They're going to double him up. Going to make him speed up the tempo.
Wingfield for 3. A nice rebound off the backside by Keith Greger.
Winkfield hit 5 for 7 from three-point range against Butler the other night.
Flying in is Damon Flint, another freshman.
Flight number 3, Mr. Flint's got great legs, a tremendous scorer. See, right inside, they can't match up with his size.
Great pass by Stackhouse. Salvadori missed it, but he won't miss it a second time.
Got to get out of the man-to-man. He's got to go to the matchup zone. It'll be a total mismatch. They can't handle him on the interior. Just too much experience and too much size.
Carolina by 5 early. Nice cut to the basket by Wright. He got a little too deep. Williams takes it off the bottom of the basket. Here comes Phelps, and he has it stripped from behind. Phelps, not a big shooter.
They're going to let him have that shot wide open. They're going to let him have to prove that he can knock that down.
Flint back to Flint from Wingfield. Score it. Chance for a three-point play for Flint, who's off to a 4-point start.
I'll tell you and I watch practice. Very impressed with these young, talented people with Cincinnati. Really going to be outstanding players. There's a nice kickoff. And watch the return. Excellent look. He's going to dump it back to his teammate. One diaper dandy to another. And there goes Mr. Damon Flint. Almost wore the uniform of Ohio State. And then was involved in a little controversy there in the recruiting process. And the NCAA said you can go anywhere and be eligible immediately, but you can't play at Ohio State this year without sitting the year out.
And Ohio State's loss definitely Bob Huggins' gain at Cincinnati. 6'5" freshman.
Tremendous numbers on a high school level. Brad, really one of the real premier high school players in America, Damon Flint.
Got all of Cincinnati's 5 points. Nice hustle on the transition by Wingfield to knock it away from Montross.
And Montross really trying to get ahead in transition, but good defensive play and recovery by D'Antonio Wingfield.
Carolina 7-5.
They're going to zone on his possession under the baseline. Play head-to-head. They'll try to find. So they're going to let Phelps shoot the basketball.
Salvadori crosses it over to Stackhouse on the baseline. And last touch by Wingfield, who agrees with the call by the officials who are from the Big East tonight. I think that's a good move. This preseason NIT, all these games have officials coming from somewhere else, neutral officials, and that helps the cause.
Yeah, it really eliminates a lot of people thinking about, well, we got ACC guys at home, even though they do a great job. It just takes away that thinking process.
Joe Mingle, John Cal, and Mike Hitz are officials tonight from the Big East.
Cleaver can shoot the ball from deep. He's got good range. I'll tell you, the one thing about Cincinnati is going to be constant pressure on the basketball. Fiery team, really relate to their coach, Bobby Huggins.
Calabria throws it away. First Carolina turnover. And Phelps almost steals it back.
That's a bad pass. You don't want to throw that ball laterally in the back court.
Especially not against a guy like Phelps.
Yeah, the best defender in America, I think, as a point guard. He would be my choice. Look at this, Montross up here chasing all over the court.
Greger now brings it up on Stackhouse. That leaves Bostic wide open.
Bostic's a tremendous leaper. He's got great legs. Has really tried to improve his range as a shooter.
The baseline shot found the range there. And it's Cincinnati by 1.
Bostic gives him a lot of experience.
Montross. Nobody stops him there.
Can't play with him on the inside. If they go to a half-court game, 5-on-5, they rotate him to the boxes inside, and they have no answer for him down inside.
Here comes Wingfield on the dribble, ahead to Flint. Gets it back through the legs of Montross and off the glass. Bostic with back-to-back baskets.
Bostic with that great body from out of Brockton, Massachusetts, the home of Rocky Marciano. See, right now, all you got to do is dump the ball inside.
Williams will come in. Take a look at the freshman from Wednesday night. Here's what the Bearcat freshman did. Look at that, 30-12. That's the best ever first game for a Bearcat. And that bested Oscar Robertson, who had 28 in an opener. He was a sophomore, not a freshman, of course, at that time. Pretty impressive numbers of 30-12, Dick.
No doubt about it. Just a tremendous performance for his debut.
stripped away from Montross by Wingfield, the man we just talked about.
Look at him handle the basketball for a big guy, but he better get away from there. They're going to take it away. Antonio Wingfield comes in with the entire package. He can step on the outside. He can handle the ball. He posts well inside. Look at him defensively trying to front right here. Now he's going to get Montross because he brings the ball down. What Montross did there, he neutralized himself, took away his size advantage by bringing the ball down to his waist.
Tied at 9, 4 minutes in from Chapel Hill. Nice cut to the hoop by Keith Gregor.
Gregor with that good slashing move. Turnover City, they turned it over against Western Kentucky. Ralph Willard's team played them really tough right to 3-minute mark.
Bud Light, please.
Tonight's ladies' night, and there's a special on Bud Light.
If you want great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
Oh, no, it's Ted from accounting.
Yo, Polaroid asked me Sinbad needs supermodels to demonstrate the sleek new Captiva camera.
Ready?
We got a streamlined design. Hey!
Come on, honey, work it.
Totally not. You can shoot like crazy.
You can do it.
Because it holds the pictures inside the camera's special pocket, so you take them out and put them in your pocket. My pocket. The new Polaroid Captiva. I could have been a model, couldn't I?
To truly appreciate Lincoln Mark 8's premium sound system, just crank it up. Lincoln Mark 8, the luxury coupe with a 32-valve, 280 horsepower sound system. Drive everything else first.
15:46 in the half, and it's Cincinnati by a couple, Dick.
Well, we're going to see the signs of posting up right here. Watch Mr. Montross, how he's got the baseline area, and he's going to spin to this area, and they're going to enter the ball here. He gets great inside position. He locks up on Wingfield. They can't get help down to the inside. He's got the good drop step to the baseline. Too much experience, power, and size.
What I'm a little surprised on that play is that foul was called on Wingfield, and he was nowhere near Montross when he made the slam. It was Bostic who was the man that got him, and yet in the book they tell us Wingfield got the foul.
I'm really impressed with Antonio Wingfield. He hasn't really scored, but is very impressed with his mobility and agility. The Don. He's the Don on a basketball court. Antonio Wingfield.
Here's the backcourt, full court pressure again by North Carolina.
Remember this, we're looking at a team, Cincinnati, with 3 freshmen in a starting lineup. These kids were in high school like several months ago, and here they are playing against the #1 team in the nation.
They stay with their starting 5 out there. Wright, Flint, Bostic, Gregor, and Wingfield.
Nice matchup. Rasheed Wallace now playing against Antonio Wingfield, 2 of America's best high school players last year.
Down to 10 on the shot clock. Something we didn't have to keep much of an eye on Wednesday night.
Cincinnati plays without a center.
Gonna have to hurry now. A whistle and a foul with 4 seconds left on the shot clock, and the foul will go on Donald Williams.
What Bobby Huggins does, he knows Dean Smith's basketball team very strong. He goes to an offensive set without a post player. He spreads the court, and he tries to get a lot of motion offensively.
Phelps comes in. Calabria sits down. So Carolina with Wallace and Montross, the 2 big men. Whistle, foul, going to be a push underneath on Bostic, who is trying to get position against Eric Montross. You can't blame him. Bostic is 6'5", an excellent rebounder, but he's given away 7 inches in height.
Cincinnati very impressive early in this game. In the first 5 minutes, their athletic ability very obvious, and their tenaciousness, and they really have an understanding for young people how to play at this level. Staying man-to-man. Staying man-to-man.
Bostic gets his first breather. Mike Harris in there now to play that spot. Stackhouse on the cut. Drew a foul.
That's just a big-time one-on-one maneuver. He gets in a triple threat position where he squares his body, he looks at the defensive player, and he just uses his great offensive skills in his first step. He's got an amazing first step to the basket. There he is. They clear out. They run a little isolation. Look at him lifting those legs. Great legs, Jerry Stackhouse.
He had 15 in the opener on Wednesday night.
Come out of Kingston, North Carolina. They produced at that high school. Charles Shackelford, who played down the road at North Carolina State. And Cornbread Maxwell, 1977, led North Carolina Charlotte to the Final Four.
I said to Stackhouse the other day at practice, I said, how do you like it so far? And he had a big smile. He said, I like being home. Harris loses the handle, but Gregor picks up the loose ball. It is 11-10, Cincinnati in front.
Little cut off the high post.
Wingfield flies in around Montross, who made him adjust his shot, and Donald Williams will run it for North Carolina.
Donald's been slow out of the gate, but he was slow out of the gate the other day.
Wingfield, long ball. Can Flint get there? Not quite.
Trying to look like Charlie Ward right there.
Don't forget, this is the first of a doubleheader in preseason NIT quarterfinal action. Jason Kidd and the Golden Bears of California take on the 9th-ranked Kansas Jayhawks. That'll be immediately following our ball game from Chapel Hill. Kidd with 27 the other night in the first-round win.
Hello! Hello, America! He will be special. Rasheed Wallace!
His first basket, and Carolina back in front by 1.
He likes to dunk everything. He catches the ball inside, a la Chris Webber. I'll tell you, this crowd is a lot livelier than it did in the past here.
Wingfield out on top, buries it. That's just inside the three-point line.
He's got nice rotation on his shot. Gets good, tight arc. Oh, that's offensive. Oh, they get a block. They get a block.
Foul on Gregor, his first. Gregor, the other co-captain, he's only a sophomore, so that pretty much tells you the youth and inexperience on this Cincinnati team.
Gregor's dad played for South Carolina. Mr. Gregor played there under Frank McGuire and then was drafted the 4th pick in the draft. There's the drive along. There's the dunk. Likes to hang in the air. Simon Gratz High School, Philadelphia. Rasheed Wallace.
John Jacobs checks in for Cincinnati.
Gregor's father played for South Carolina and also played for the Phoenix Suns. He was the 4th pick in the draft in 1968. The first pick was Elvin Hayes.
And Wes Unseld.
Wow, you can research.
13.5 to go first half. Cincinnati by 1.
They're really trying to match up on Donald Williams, trying to neutralize him. They know he's the great shooter.
Wallace with a couple back-to-back.
It's amazing when you can bring talent like that off the bench. Rasheed Wallace at most schools in America would be the #1 option. Here he's like 4th or 5th option in the scheme of things.
Harris, nice cross-court pass. Flint outside. Three-pointer won't go, and Wallace will clear it ahead to Stackhouse.
Nice outlet center it.
Williams.
Hello! Trifecta, NBN, nothing but nylon. Donald Williams.
Marco Wright's going to try to calm things at the point.
He's got a lot of poise. Got excellent ball handling skills.
Carolina by 4.
Listen to this crowd. It's amazing.
You can tell it's Friday night, can't you?
This is November.
Wasn't this loud on Wednesday? Harris gets it inside to Wright. He went over Salvadori. Here comes Stackhouse, Wallace, and Williams, and Stackhouse threw it away.
Stackhouse right there should have slowed his dribble and came to the foul line area, and he could have just kicked it off to the left to Wallace for a jam. He's got to play a little bit under control.
Carolina goes back to the bench. Calabria and Montross will come in. Stackhouse will probably sit after that pass. The reason we say that, he tried a reverse jam on a breakaway on Wednesday night, hit the back of the iron, and he said, Coach Smith didn't say anything to me. We had a little eye contact, but I was planning on coming out anyway.
Yeah, he knew he was going to the bench, be an assistant coach. That was a 5-point turnaround. He missed the jam, and Western Kentucky knocked down the 3.
Wingfield fouled out on top by Salvadori. That'll be his first.
Salvadori really can't handle him out in the open court when they're trying to isolate him. And basically, right now, this year in college basketball, point of emphasis is hand checking.
So North Carolina by 4 with 12:10 to go first half.
But in the court right here, Damon Flint's got good ball handling skills and driving skills as well.
Wingfield tried to get it through Montross, and that didn't work.
Wingfield led his high school team to 4 straight state championships. Out in Albany, Coach Willie Boston. His coach told us today, Bobby Huggins says he flat out knows how to win. Carolina in his zone right now. That's not a good play. You can't throw that over a 7-footer.
Tried it twice. Neither time did it work. McGinnis over to Williams. Right back into Montross. He's doubled, and he still scores.
They really diving inside on Montross, but once he gets the ball in that deep, he's really got an excellent touch. He's got so much size. See out in the open court, they're trying to get Salvadori out here with Wingfield.
10-2 North Carolina run. Bostic can't get it. Wingfield in close. That's automatic, even with Salvadori in the way.
He's got some similarities to Jamal Munster Mashburn. Doesn't have Mashburn's super quickness, but he has a lot of the same skills that he can go out on the perimeter as well as play in the interior.
Somebody asked Barry Collier, Butler's coach, Wednesday night if he reminded him of Mashburn. He said, no, Mashburn wasn't that good.
Wow, Barry. I love Mashburn. I think he's one of the premier rookies in the NBA.
Clint tried to leave it back because he knew he couldn't get to it, and it led to another Cincinnati turnover.
Let's see the decision here. 3-on-1. They kick it out for the 3.
Calabria buries it.
Not a bad decision. Calabria says, I don't want the layup. I'm going out, knocking down to 3.
It's Carolina's biggest lead. They're up by 6 with 10:50 to go first half.
See again, Salvadori out here. Wingfield making like a guard.
They're up 7. I apologize. The scoreboard in here was wrong, and the screen was right. So what you saw, 22-15, now 22-17.
Bostic with that little baseline jump shot. I don't know if Bostic's body, is he cut or what?
He looks like a tight end out there. Push on Darnell Burton.
Burton's from out of Lexington, Kentucky, another outstanding athlete. Tremendous prospect. He's a freshman as well.
We got a break with 10:24 to go first half. North Carolina with a big run, up now by 5.
The Lincoln Mark 8's revolutionary suspension automatically lowers the car at high speeds for better handling and less wind resistance, which raises the bar for everyone else. The Lincoln Mark 8. Drive everything else first.
A convict.
Put the gun down, old-timer. Couldn't hit me anyway. Probably shoot the boy.
A cop.
This is not a penal escape situation. This happens to be a manhunt.
A hostage.
You're not bad, are you, Booch?
Oh, yeah. That will make one of them
We got an armed killer and an innocent boy out there.
a hero.
Hold on.
Kevin Costner. Clint Eastwood. A Perfect World. Directed by Clint Eastwood. Rated PG-13. Starts November 24th everywhere.
Faucet has over 1,000 different styles of faucets to choose from.
Just a sec.
So there's a Delta faucet that's right for everyone's needs.
Oh, okay, I'll get the food, you get the water.
Delta, the way water is brought to life.
And don't forget to turn it off.
You better not turn it over against North Carolina. They'll do this to you.
Hey, Brad, take a look what they're going to do in transition. He's going to center the ball, and we're going to watch right here how Calabria is going to run and spot up to the three-point line, and this guy's going to fill the lane. Let's take a look at Carolina in transition. Freeze it right there. See, right now, here's McGinnis the ball. He's got a trailer in their break. He's got a guy here, but it's going to be a guy right here that's going to pop up in this area here, Mr. Calabria, who's going to get the ball for 3. We take a look at it. There he is. Freeze it. Oh, look at him square. He finds the line. Patino style. Calabria goes bingo, bango.
There's a turnover story, and the points off turnovers. North Carolina with the edge in that department. And much of that off Calabria's three-pointer a moment ago. Montross lost the handle.
You know what's really impressive with Antonio Wingfield? Watch his footwork. He's got great agility and tremendous footwork for a guy 6'8", 255.
He is graceful.
And, you know, what a test. Coming out of high school, he's been in a situation checking America's #1 big guy on the interior. Not a zone. They go to the matchup zone. 1-1-3.
Halfway point of the first half. Calabria will try another one. This one's a little too strong, and Burton will pull off the rebound.
When Bobby Huggins was at Akron, had 4 consecutive 20-game seasons. About 80% of the time, they played that 1-1-3 matchup zone.
Stackhouse playing tough defense on Gregor. Here's Burton for 3, in and out.
He didn't miss
cross with a gift in the lane.
He didn't miss one in practice. That one was right in and out. Today, he knocked out 5 in a row. In fact, I was kidding him. I said, hey, have you saved any for tonight? Look at that size inside. Wallace and Montrose. Oh, nice pass.
And a push underneath on Gregor as he was trying to stay with Stackhouse.
Look right here. Look at it down low. There's Stackhouse posted, and there's a little dump down. Oh, he said, I want that. That would have been a sure deuce.
Damon Flint's going to come back in, and Evans will go out.
Flint, co-player of the year in Ohio.
There's the numbers for Jerry Stackhouse from Wednesday night.
He told us the other day, he said, I want to be remembered for defense. I want to improve my defense. I want people to be afraid to come down and play against me.
He's going to remember his free throw shooting so far. He's only 1 for 3 from the line. It's a 5-point game. Wingfield is held on the other end by Wallace.
Great hands. To make that catch he just made, great hands by Wingfield.
Salvadori will check back in for North Carolina.
You know, the Great Midwest Conference has some outstanding teams this year. You think of Marquette, I mean, they're going to be really outstanding. Kevin O'Neal's got all his starters back. Tony Miller, Mac LeVane. You take a look at Memphis State. We're going to have them down the road. I can't wait to do the game against Arkansas. And, you know, David Vaughn is back, the 7-footer. UAB is going to be really improved. There's a violation.
5 seconds. Taking too long as Bostic tried to get it in and couldn't find anybody. That's the 7th turnover against Bob Huggins Bearcats.
That's young people. Nobody stepped to the basketball. They worked on that today, too. Running that little eye. First 2 guys break. 3rd guy steps to the basketball.
Well, Cincinnati's hit a dry spell. It's North Carolina leading by 5 with 9:10 remaining first half. Williams goes into Salvadori. Phelps right back into Montross. That left hand worked for him Wednesday night.
He has really learned how to use either hand. He's been so effective down in the low boxes. Came out heralded as the #1 high school player in America out of Lawrence North in Indianapolis. He broke Bobby Knight's heart. He broke Steve Fisher's heart. But he certainly brought a smile to Mr. Michelangelo Dean Smith's face.
Flint on the fly, and Montross a rebound.
Look at the way he protects the ball and outlets exceptionally well. See, they're not going to guard Phelps. They're going to let Derek shoot the basketball.
That's not a good shot by Salvador. He was in too low, looked for a foul and didn't get it.
Oh, that's a charge. That's a charge. Yes, out of control. Uh-oh, watch out. You get a technical. Yes, sir. That's a no-no. That's a freshman mistake. He's got to control himself. Can hurt his basketball team. That's a freshman mistake right there. He'll learn. I'll guarantee you Bobby Huggins will be in his face about this. Not right here. Talk to him a little bit. Here it is. Oh, definitely. Remember this. As long as the defensive player is in legal defensive position, which means he has both feet planted initially, he is allowed to move. See, a lot of people don't think that he's allowed to move. Joe Mingo nails him with the tee, takes him out for a moment. He'll settle him down.
By the way, that ball almost got up to the speaker system inside the Dean Dome, which is a pretty good lift. Connell Williams hasn't missed a free throw all year. He's 10 for 10 after a 9 for 9 night on Wednesday.
You know, Brad, I want to explain that once more because the refs get a lot of heat about this. Once you establish good legal defensive position, both feet on the ground, and you face the offensive player, you're allowed to move. A lot of people don't think that the defensive player is entitled to move. He can't move as long as he beats the offensive player to the spot, and that's what happened there.
So Williams hits both technicals to put Carolina up by 7 and the ball to boot. Bob Huggins still talking to D'Antonio Wingfield on the sideline.
That's a good move. Take him out for a moment, settle him down.
Steal by Harris. Here comes the Bearcats 5-on-2. And they don't make it pay. Right for 3. Got it.
He's got a lot of poise. This kid really feels he can play. Marco Wright didn't come in heralded like Flint and Wingfield, but he's going to be a solid leader out of the point guard slot.
Stackhouse has it stolen by Flint. Back-to-back turnovers by Carolina.
Good defense by Cincinnati playing the passing lanes.
And Flint buries it on the other end. He's got 7.
That's a big-time move right there by Flint, hanging on the baseline. Nice touch. Damon Flint knows how to score.
North Carolina had trouble with turnovers against Western Kentucky, 21 on Wednesday, and they're up to 7 already, and the last 2 have ended up being points on the other end. Montross got turned around a little bit, and they'll call a push on Harris.
The whole difference in the game, in fact, we can say both games, has been the presence of Eric Montross. Neither club can really neutralize him. But I'll tell you what's been very impressive. It was impressive with Ralph Wooler's team, and it's impressive here. They're not intimidating. I mean, all the clippings and all the headlines, and looking at the awe of all the jerseys hanging in this place, these young kids out of high school, they can flat out play. And if you can flat out play, it doesn't matter if you're a freshman, sophomore, junior, senior. Look at Harris is going to come over here now. Lil, he bumps him. He says, Eric, I don't care you're a superstar. You got to take this contact, baby.
Montross missed the first and missed the second as well. And a chance for Cincinnati to tie if they can score on the other end.
It's amazing how good talent is getting.
Harris, great drive, but he couldn't finish it. Williams clears it ahead to Phelps.
Got back right away from Phelps. I'd back away from him, and don't back away from him.
Williams off the front. Harris the rebound. Bostic wide open. He can't get the jumper. 7:14 to go in the half. 24-22 North Carolina.
See, Derek's an excellent ball handler and a tremendous defensive player, but I'd let him have to prove himself on the offensive end.
Stackhouse missed once and drew a foul on the second try.
Nobody blocked out. Nobody found Stackhouse, and he's got two. He's got great legs. You got to put a body on him.
Harris picks up his third foul. NIT, 3 top 20 teams on this side of the bracket. UMass and Towson State upsetting St. John's, and so they advance. And don't forget our second game tonight pits Kansas and California.
That's a great one. Can I get a plane and get out there? Are you kidding? Jason Kidd, Captain Kidd going against Steve Woodbury, Roy Williams. Unbelievable. That place will be rocking.
Stackhouse, just 2 points so far.
Hey, Terry Truax, what a great win for him. Towson State. They go into St. John's Alumni Hall and get the win. A kid by the name of Alexander was brilliant. What a great win for their program.
Jackson Jolson checks in as Harris goes down with the 3 fouls. Stackhouse hits them both, and with 7 minutes and 2 seconds remaining first half, North Carolina still in front. They're out on top by 4.
My son, who works at Round Table Pizza, created this great garlic pizza. He always had a fascination for garlic. Take a seat! What a cute little princess. And what a
Cute little clove of garlic.
Or should I call it an obsession?
The new Italian Garlic Supreme. Creamy garlic sauce, pepperoni, sausage, and, surprise, fresh chopped garlic.
Yes, it is an obsession.
Galloway Chrysler Plymouth Chief Eagle is well known for its low prices, but did you know Galloway gives you low payments too? Look, this 94 Jeep Grand Cherokee is only $327 per month. This gorgeous LeBaron convertible is only $265 per month. This Plymouth Voyager can be yours for only $236 per month. This new Cherokee is only $214 per month, and this 94 Jeep Wrangler is only $156 per month. Galloway can also make it so your first loan payment won't be until next year. That's right, no payments till March of '94. Low prices and low payments are why there's a better way at Galloway.
Jim Rome's Glossary Primer, number 108. Milk carton.
Sometimes a professional athlete becomes a professional bench warmer. If he's not on the bench, he's in the box, in the dugout, injured, depressed, oh, whatever. He's not out there. You don't see him all season. He's missing. So logically, if he's missing, he should be on a milk carton.
Watch Rome, speak Rome. Talk 2, phone in sports talk with a language all its own. Monday through Friday, 10:30 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2.
North Carolina leading by 4 against a team that lost 6 of its top 7 players from a year ago. Here's the departed Cats, and some of them making some pretty good dough right now.
I'll tell you one thing, Van Exel's going to make big cash next year. Jerry West stole him from everybody in the NBA. Jerry does a great job evaluating. Van Exel's playing as well as any rookie in the NBA. Corey Blunt is with the Chicago Bulls getting some time. Lose 6 out of 7, put together a cast like this, and it's only going to get better. Danny Fortson, a 6'9" player from Pittsburgh, wants wanted by everyone, said no to Michigan, and signed with Cincinnati the other day, as did Bobby Branham, 6'7" from Moeller High School in Cincinnati, said no to Michigan. So the future's great.
Ahead to Jolson on a break, and he blew a layup.
Yeah, Jolson had himself an easy deuce right there. He's a freshman as well. I get excited seeing all these young, new kids. That's the beauty of college basketball.
You could have fooled me that you were excited. Williams misses a three. Jolson the rebound.
I'd like to see at the end of this game what they do is 3-on-3. Take the 3 frosh from Cincinnati against the 3 frosh from North Carolina. We have another game.
I wish they'd give me those 6. I'd start a pretty good program of my own. I can't even coach.
Neither can I. Williams. There goes Mr. Boom. They call him Boom. His mom laid that nickname on him, Donald Williams. He went boom, boom, boom against Michigan. Got to settle down right here. Put it in the hands of the little leader, Marco Wright. Statesboro, Georgia.
Flint outside is going to take a 3. Wallace clears it off for Carolina. They're up by 6, and we're under 6 in the first half.
He forced that shot right there. The shot was not available for Flint.
Calabria. And Flint comes away with a loose ball.
Rashid coming in from the offensive end, a little slow getting to the position offensively.
Now Jacobs on top's going to take a 15-footer. And he got it.
He's got a nice touch, the big wide body. He's nicknamed Tiny. Tiny.
He's a load.
He's a big, strong-looking guy.
Uh-oh. There's another strong guy. Montross fouled from behind by Jolson.
You got to be careful of really being worn out trying to physically defend against people like Montross and Wallace and Salvadori on the interior.
Salvadori and McGinnis will come back in. Wallace and Phelps will check out. And also coming in, Darnell Burton. And Greger checks back in as well.
Greger's one of those consummate players, all around, tough kid, got good defensive ability.
There's Montross, 7th tonight, 21. Along with 10 rebounds and 3 blocks in the opening night win over the Hilltoppers of Western Kentucky.
Everybody's All-American center. In fact, you look across America, that's a lost breed, the true low-post center. Brian Reed certainly fits that bill down at Oklahoma State. To me, one of the most improved players ever to play college basketball.
Big country.
Yeah, Oklahoma State's in my top 10 in America. Eddie Sutton's got himself quite a club. Good perimeter people with Rutherford and Thompson and certainly Reeves.
Stackhouse replaces Calabria in the North Carolina lineup. Johnny McGinnis, Williams, Salvadori, and Montross.
It's going to be great basketball in that great Midwest, too. There's going to be some kind of battle there with Memphis State and Cincinnati and DePaul and UAB and Marquette.
Burton, nice drive. Drew a foul.
That's good athletic ability. They feel that once he develops the work ethic that's necessary to play at this level, he's going to get himself a lot of PT, a lot of playing time. They reverse the ball into the lane, and it's just a simple one-on-one maneuver, and he splits the 2 big guys. He's a Salvadori of Montross. Watch me take this to the goal, just like I did in high school last year.
Salvadori is 3rd foul, and so Darnell Burton out of Lexington. 2nd highest career total to come out of Metro Lexington, 2,187 points. That's putting it in the hole a little bit. And he'll have a chance for a 3-point play.
Well, Kentucky, a lot of people say, well, what about Kentucky? Kentucky really didn't have a need for Burton with the people they were returning, so they didn't recruit him.
Doesn't get the free throw. Wallace with another rebound. Ahead to Stackhouse. Now Williams.
That was just a great transition layup. They kicked it out to great outlet. They got it out to Stackhouse. Goes a diagonal pass, and Williams just converts. Poor job defensively in transition by Cincinnati.
A 6-point North Carolina lead under 5 minutes first half. Burton over Williams, and Montross clears it off.
Montross owns the glass on the interior.
McGinnis has it swiped. That was his trouble the other night. Too many turnovers in limited duty.
Yeah, playing a little out of control.
McGinnis also a highly touted freshman. Wide open, Greger. Leaves it for Bostic. Right back to Greger. That's some tall timber in there.
That's just a great way of getting free for the shot for you young people. Ball fakes and head fakes. Ball fake, head fake.
We said Bostic had to be a leader for the Bearcats because of his experience. He's the leader in scoring right now. He's got 8 for him. And it's a 4-point ball game, 32-28.
He was like the comeback player of the year. Last year came back from back surgery. Sat out the year they went to the Final Four. Had that great run before losing to Michigan after they were leading Michigan at halftime down there at the Hoosier Dome in Indianapolis.
First time Carolina's been under 10 on the shot clock with 5. McGinnis buries it.
As you just said a little bit earlier, McGinnis, another heavily rated player, played at Oak Hill Academy along with Jerry Stackhouse.
North Carolina's 3 big-time freshmen in there together right now. Wallace, McGinnis, and Stackhouse all out there with Williams and Montross.
It's like a freshman game out there. Marco Wright, a freshman as well. He's got to make this open shot. If he adds that as part of his arsenal, he'll be a solid point guard.
Carolina gave it right back, and now Burton over Montross. Good hustle by Connie Jacobs, but he can't handle it on the baseline.
I really believe when you have point guards that can pull up and knock that shot down, they become very unique, just like Travis Ford down there at Kentucky.
You've waited for a Buick. You've waited for Buick quality at a low sticker price. You've waited for a car with Buick's reputation for safety. It seems you've waited for a century. Buick Century. With standard driver airbag, anti-lock brakes, power locks and windows, and more. All for $14,995. So don't wait any longer. See your Buick dealer today. This is the value of the century.
If you're really into Nintendo, you'll flip for Domino's Pizza's $25 million Super Mario All-Star Instant Win game. With every Domino's order, get a free Instant Win game card. A chance to win thousands of special Power Set prizes from Domino's like Super NES, Game Boy systems, and the new Super Mario All-Star game. And now, buy our new Crunchy Thin Crust Pizza and get free Twisty Bread. So, if you're into Nintendo and great pizza, call Domino's for Cincinnati when you call Domino's.
Your parents told you to do it. Your teachers begged you to do it. Your boss ordered you to do it. And now, we dare you to do it. Dare to compare Panasonic portable audio gear to the other guy and decide for yourself. Because the way to choose great sound is to shut up and listen. Make me tell you again. Panasonic sound. Dare to compare.
North Carolina with a 6-point lead with 3:14 left in this one. We've got another NIT quarterfinal coming up next. It'll be Kansas 9th in the country at home where they haven't lost in November in their last 21 games, taking on Jason Kidd and the Golden Bears of California. Battle of top 10s tonight, 9:30, immediately following our game. D'Antonio Wingfield has been on the bench about 6 minutes. That technical foul charged to him when he threw the ball in the air was actually his 3rd personal foul. That's the reason he hasn't been able to come back into Bob Huggins' lineup.
I'm really a little confused by that, Brad, because I thought the book, I'm going to check this later, says for a technical account that it has to be a contact technical foul, and I'm a little confused on the 3rd.
Maybe it's because the ball made contact with the roof of the Smith Center, you think?
I don't know. We're going to grab one of the zebras.
Wallace in close.
Nice catch by Wallace. Good release. Excellent pass over the top of the defense. I'll tell you what I like about Wallace. For a guy 6'11 and a half, his ability to run up and down the floor.
Yep. This is where Cincinnati can ill afford to get down in double digits before halftime. 2:45 left. They trail by 8.
Carolina goes to the 2-3 zone. That means they have a triangle on the inside. Very difficult to rebound if you miss with Montross and Wallace there.
This might be the double figures. Nope, they got it right back. Back-to-back turnovers.
Not a good decision by Stackhouse in kicking the ball out right there. Got it back in the man-to-man. North Carolina. It's a good-looking player right here at about 6'5", the left-hander Flint.
Throw it away as Jacobs couldn't handle the pass.
Got to step to the ball. Got to reduce and shorten that passing lane.
11 Cincinnati turnovers. They're more apt to force about 20 a game against the opposition. They usually don't give it up quite this often, but as Dick mentioned, a lot of young guys out there.
Once they get familiar with their system, their traps, they'll really be effective.
Stackhouse threw up an air ball from three-point land Wednesday, and he just threw another one up that missed by a foot or so.
He's going to come out for a moment. I guarantee he's coming out.
Antonio Wingfield on the bench after the brilliant performance the other night. A 30-point, 12-rebound game.
So there's that 2-3 matchup they play, and they lock in. They have great rebounding position on the interior with Montross. You better make that shot. You're not going to get a second one with Wallace and Montross on that inside on that 2-3. See, right now I'd go to Montross. I'd lock him up, get a 45-degree angle, take advantage, and dump it inside the him.
Nice hustle by Jacobs to knock it away.
Antonio certainly not happy on that sideline. First night, 30 points, 12 rebounds tonight, 4 and 1 rebound. Got himself into foul trouble.
He's been out 7 minutes after that technical. Phelps all alone.
Little head fake. Made the defensive player leave something on the floor.
Largest lead, 10 points, Carolina with 1:25 left in the half.
This zone has been effective, taking away a little bit of the motion game of Cincinnati, making them have to shoot over the top. Can't get to the interior with those giants on the inside.
Boy, they can't buy one right now.
And you're going to get one shot. That's all you're going to get, Brad.
Carolina, great defensive rebounding team. Phelps, back-to-back baskets for Derek Phelps at 40-28.
She says, hey, who said I can't score? There it is, Derek says, let me go. I want to get to the big city. I want to get to New York for Thanksgiving. I live in the Big Apple.
They're halfway there.
He played at Christ the King.
Still no good for Cincinnati. And a foul inside. I think it's going to go on Jacobs. We're 45 seconds away from the Delta Faucet halftime report. Robin Roberts will be along. Digger Phelps will have his analysis. Conversation with the coach, Dean Smith, who's only won 775 games.
What a backcourt. Robin Roberts and Digger Phelps. Between them, they got about 1,200 points in their career.
Yep.
Robin had 1,199, and Digger won it, right?
I don't know who's going to pass the ball to either one of them, though. That's the problem. See, they both want to shoot. Calabria does, and he's got 4 on the night.
His dad played at Iowa. Came out of Pennsylvania, Beaver Falls, where they produced, we talked about it the other day, Joe Willie Namath.
Dante buries them both. And it's a 14-point North Carolina lead.
Real danger time. The last 4 minutes has been tough against this 2-3 zone. This 2-3 zone has really locked up Cincinnati offensively. The youth, the inexperience began to show.
Harris tried a hook pass underneath. Jackson picked up the loose ball, had it blocked by Wallace.
Can't get anything on the inside, Brad. And then when you do get a shot, you don't get the second. Very, very effective, the 2-3 zone with Montross and Wallace along that baseline.
It's a wonder if maybe Flint or somebody will back out and try to hit a 3 and say the heck with the inside.
And when you get an open shot, you got to make it count because you're not going to get the second.
15-5 on the shot clock. They got to get one up soon. Flint's going to have to be the man. I don't know if they know. They get the shot off. No, they don't.
Got to release the ball before the shot clock goes off. North Carolina, excellent job in the last 4 minutes defensively.
Carolina on a 10-0 run, and with 8 seconds left, they got enough time to put another one up. Donald Williams just going to clear things out and let him bomb away. Here he comes.
1-4, put it in Donald's hands. Got it. Had it. Uncle Mo goes to the locker room with the heels, and they dance full of jubilation. Antonio said it wasn't like this against Butler.
Williams, with the clock winding down, they put it in the hands of their top scorer, who had 27 the other night, and at the break, he ends up with 11 right at the buzzer.
He really has become a big-time scorer.
And at halftime, North Carolina stretches its lead to 16 points. They're up 44-28. We got our shots in. Now let's shoot it to Robin Roberts. Robin?
All right, gentlemen, thank you very much. A 16-point lead. Cincinnati very young, hanging tough early, but the size of North Carolina really making a difference right now. We'll get back to the second half in just a bit. We're going to get to Digger Phelps, find out what he thinks about the first half, and more of our conversation with Dean Smith has to come here on halftime as well. As you see the score, North Carolina has pulled out to a 16-point lead over number 19, Cincinnati. Back with more in a moment.
ESPN's college basketball is brought to you by Bud Light. If you want great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light. And by Buick and your local Buick dealers. Remember Buick, the new symbol for quality in America.
Is this space taken?
No.
Then I'll sit down.
You want a Bud Light?
Not yet.
Hey, wait a minute. That's my Bud Light.
If you want great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
How about a little help here?
Someone very special is on that train. That's why you're driving a Buick LeSabre. You love its powerful V6 engine, anti-lock brakes, and steel safety cage body unit. But you bought LeSabre for dual airbags, one for you and one for that very special person who sits next to you. LeSabre from Buick, the new symbol for quality in America.
Hey, somebody help. Little help here.
Delta Faucet has over 1,000 different styles of faucets to choose from. So there's a Delta Faucet that's right for everyone's needs.
Okay, I'll get the food, you get the water.
Delta, the way water is brought to life.
And don't forget to turn it off.
Sir? Excuse me, sir? Sir? Sir, excuse me? Sir? Excuse me? Sir? Excuse me?
Welcome to the Delta Faucet Halftime Report, everyone. I'm Robin Roberts at halftime, North Carolina with a 16-point lead over Cincinnati. And Digger Phelps, before the game, we were talking about the certain keys. You were talking about the certain keys. You were talking about the height advantage and also turnovers. We are not worth it. You were right on the money with that.
Well, when you look at what the inexperience does to Cincinnati, and then, of course, D'Antonio Winfield gets the technical, Huggins has got a discipline, takes him out. He may have to look at something else the second half. But the North Carolina big man factor was the difference in the first half. Right away, the game starts out, you've got two 7-footers playing the game, Salvadori as well as Montross. Right now, great reversal pass. Salvadori cuts to the basket. Kevin goes up, misses it, gets his own offensive rebound, puts it right back in. Next time down the floor, Eric Montross. Let's go inside to Eric. Three-point play here. Rashid comes in. Wallace with another 7-footer. Always playing the 7-footers. Wallace again. Rashid goes up strong. 2 straight baskets for him. Now the other end of the floor, here's what happens when you try to lob it. Eric Montross swats it away. Now let's go down and give it back to Montross. Puts it right in. This is the reason why, when you take a look at a team like Cincinnati with one guy, 6'9", who'll get the technical, and then he's on the bench, the size factor was a difference.
Real quick, if you're Bob Huggins, you got to come out pressing in the second half?
I think you got to try something different. You know, it's one of those games where, well, if we're going to get beat by 20, let's look at our press, because they had some key steals early, so if they can do the steal factor, and Huggins loves the half-court trap, maybe we'll see that this half to try to get back in.
We'll look for that. Thanks a lot.
Okay.
You know, coming up at 9:30, of course, is the second half of our doubleheader, but as we take a look at the bracket, you see that Cincinnati, North Carolina will play the winner of Townsend State and UMass. You can see that game tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern on the Deuce. ESPN2, of course, Townsend State with that big upset over St. John's. Georgia, Minnesota, Cal, Kansas. That's our nightcap beginning right after this game, Cincinnati and North Carolina. One quick baseball trade to tell you about. Looking to add some speed, the Dodgers have acquired second baseman Delino DeShields from Montreal. In exchange, the Dodgers give up pitcher Pedro Martinez. He goes now to the Expos. Coming up, more of our conversation with the Dean, Dean Smith, with Dino Cook. You see him in action. As I said, only 775 victories. I think he knows what he's doing. We'll talk more about that in just a moment.
This halftime report is presented by the Delta Faucet Company. Delta, the way water is brought to life.
Michelle are falling in love with America and their Park Avenue Ultra. They love the stopping power of Ultra's anti-lock brakes. They love the security of Ultra's dual airbags. And they have warm feelings about Ultra's available heated driver's seat. It's going to be a wonderful tour. Andre and Michelle are in love with a car that's as good as its name. Ultra from Buick, the new symbol of quality in America.
If you care about this big, beautiful world, show me.
Don't give me another toxic antifreeze.
Give me something different.
Don't just tell me how it protects the 70 below.
And guards against rust.
Any antifreeze can do that.
Tell me it's safer for my dog, my family, the kids.
Tell me nothing protects better.
And it's biodegradable.
That's what I want to know.
That's what I want to hear.
New Sierra. It's not just antifreeze, it's safety freeze.
You know, there's one thing that most sporting events have in common. When you see this R, the player's wearing a Russell Athletic NFL Pro Line jersey.
I won. Hey, Joe.
Russell Athletic is also the official uniform supplier of Major League Baseball. They even have the most major college and high school teams. In fact, Russell Athletic even makes great sweats and tees for the rest of us. Unfortunately, not everybody's gotten to work.
Russell Athletic. It's everything we make that makes our sweats and tees so great.
Welcome back to the Delta Faucet Halftime Report. On Wednesday, we brought you part one of Dino with Bino. Dean Smith talking with Dino with Bino's cook. It's very hard to sit next to this man over here, but Dean Smith knows what he's talking about. And we're going to see part two, now the sequel of Dino with Bino.
What was harder to do, win the NCAA championship or give up smoking?
I suppose neither one was really my all-time goal, but both happened. And
how many packs did you used to smoke at that?
3 packs a day, 3.5.
How old when you first started?
Probably, I tried it in 8th grade. Dad found out. Yeah, but I'd say basically it's in the Air Force where I really spent more time. You know, it's 10 cents a pack in Germany.
Yeah, the PX.
Yeah,
and
so, but as far as winning a national championship, I just think to get there was marvelous. But ironically, Bino, Florida State-North Carolina game wasn't nationally televised. Some states didn't pick it up. I'm just laughing. Here we were in the Final Four in '72, so you can see the change. Television has changed every time. It's just, that's the big change.
Yeah, I mean...
From '72 to '77, we were in the Final Four in Atlanta. That became a circus. I looked out there, it felt like we were at the Super Bowl or something.
In my opinion, it's bigger than the Super Bowl.
Well, it may be now, but I don't know whether it's healthy for the kids. They make us have press conference for the NCAA instead of take them out of school to have a press conference. And maybe that's more important. I don't know.
He's 6'6", he's 217 pounds, and he's the next Michael Jordan. Number 20, Jerry Stackhouse. Jerry will be a North Carolina Tar Heel.
Recruiting's changed so much, it's everybody's business. What I'm thinking of as we talk, all these people, the recruiting writers, have these different periodicals, and all the fans want to know, whom are you recruiting, instead of worrying about whether we win a game.
Yeah.
It's eerie.
How long are you going to coach? How many more years?
I've told everyone this that's asked, and of course some may want me out sooner if we have a bad year.
Well, the opposition does. I know.
No, I mean, we have a bad year, but I really, every year, I've tried to say as we begin practice, I'm excited. Do I hate to put my golf clubs away? If I feel that way, that's the time to stop. You'd like my job. I play golf in the summer. You know, and I'm overpaid now. I never liked that. I don't even do my expense account since '71. I've just never been into that. But why shouldn't somebody like to continue in their work if they enjoy the young people and you can still do the job?
Who
made Ford F-150 the #1 selling full-size pickup? You did, America. Who made Ford Taurus the #1 selling car? You did, America. And who made Ford Ranger the #1 selling compact pickup? You did, America. For millions, Ford has been the choice for quality, safety, and value, which is why they're the best-selling vehicles in the country. And now every Ford comes with roadside assistance. So when you're ready to buy your next car or truck, go with the leader.
Get my Jim Click Ford or Homestead Ford today.
No matter how small your business is, Partners has the health plan for you. A health plan designed for small companies with 3 or more employees. A health plan that provides even the smallest of businesses with access to Tucson Medical Center. And a plan that offers small companies comprehensive coverage, as well as another little benefit custom suited for small businesses. A small cost. Partners. An Aetna health plan. Affordable health care for small businesses.
Any volunteers to fight the Wildcats? You bet. Tennessee at Kentucky, tomorrow on ESPN.
Part 2 of our doubleheader, another rematch from the NCAA tournament of last year, Cal and Kansas. A top 10 matchup coming up after our game between North Carolina and Cincinnati. And of course, everybody is battling to get to the semis and finals at Madison Square Garden. Eric Montross getting the job done for the Tar Heels. They're up by 16. Second half coming right up.
Faucet has over 1,000 different styles of faucets to choose from.
Just a sec.
So there's a Delta faucet that's right for everyone's needs.
Oh, okay, I'll get the food, you get the water.
Delta, the way water is brought to life.
And don't forget to turn it off.
I'll tell you where the time goes. Every year I spend 3,000 hours sleeping, 500 hours commuting, 2,000 hours working. Then I get this idea, boing. Every day for lunch I order one of McDonald's extra value meals. Now, I'm not only saving money, I'm in and out so fast, I figure I'm saving 5-6 hours a week, huh? That's nearly 2 weeks of free time a year. So, in 12 months, I'm going to have all this extra cash, plus 2 extra weeks. And right now, I'm thinking, Hawaii.
What you want is what you get.
What?
At McDonald's today.
Even with the best product, something goes wrong once in a while. Now, while that might be okay at some companies, it's not at Motorola Cellular. Motorola sets their standards a lot higher. And just how high are they? Well, for me to hit that level of consistency, I'd have to go 30 years without missing a single putt.
Motorola, setting standards of quality the whole world could shoot for.
Good evening, class. This is learning to program your VCR 101. Step 1, setting the clock.
You don't need an advanced degree to program your VCR. Just a new one-for-all VCR Pro, the easiest to use VCR programmer that's also a universal remote. Easy, because it leads you through VCR programming with step-by-step instructions.
Step 2, learning the little buttons.
The VCR Pro from One for All, the easiest of all.
ESPN's college basketball is brought to you by Jaguar. For a catalog of all the 1994 models and the name of your nearest dealer, call 1-800-4JAGUAR.
Halftime at Chapel Hill, North Carolina, with the #1 team in the country up 16 over the Bearcats of Cincinnati. They went on a 12-0 run in the last 3 minutes, 37 seconds to really run away with this first half, Dick. You can't do it if you're not going to have your best player on the floor. That's the story for Cincinnati.
Well, especially when you're a young team like Cincinnati, and D'Antonio Wingfield is so important to him. But he made a boo-boo. He got himself that technical foul. Certainly a no-no. Now, here's the charge. There's one. Now, here comes another personal, and we found out why. It's not a personal contact technical, but it's unsporting, and unsportsmanlike conduct counts in the total. Now, here was the key, I thought, when Carolina went to their 2-3 zone with the big guys back here, especially in great rebounding position. When they lined up in their 2-3 matchup, Cincinnati only had one shot. Freeze it. Now, right here, take a look at the great rebounding position by Montross and by Wallace. They have tremendous rebounding position, and Cincinnati had a difficult time getting not only a shot, a good shot, but they never got the second. Now, look at the box out. Freeze it. What a perfect way of boxing out. Look at the feet right here. I mean, unbelievable box out by Eric Montross, and then the ball goes over to Mr. Wallace at 6'11", and that just locked up Cincinnati's offense.
And their offense sputtered to the tune of 37% from the field, while Carolina like 57. The points off turnover. Cincinnati forced 10 North Carolina turnovers, but only got 6 points. And that is what they do best, is force turnovers and make it pay on the other end. And Antonio Wingfield will not start the second half either, on the bench with those 3 fouls, and that technical came with 8:43 to go in the first half. So, second half set to go. And Cincinnati will have John Jacobs in there instead of Wingfield, otherwise the starting 5 that began the ball game. Stackhouse almost got himself a steal.
They have really great rotation with Stackhouse on the wing when they go to that defensive trap.
Bostic fouled inside. Boy, Bostic is only 6'5", but he is strong.
Yeah, he's a tremendous leaper. He's won several slam dunk contests. He's got great legs.
Salvadori picks up his 4th foul, so we may not see him too much more. We might see Rashad Wallace come off the bench in a hurry.
It's a great learning experience for these kids. That's John Lawyer, one of the assistants, talking to Cincinnati player. This is a great way to learn. You get a good report card, a great chance to evaluate, find your strengths and weaknesses, rather than going out and blowing up on people, Cupcake City. Now, Florida State wouldn't do that. Would Pat Kennedy do that? Play Florida Atlantic, Bethune-Cookman, Mount St. Mary's. He gets my award this year, Mr. Kennedy, Cupcake Award.
Who usually gets that?
We sometimes Georgetown with Hawaii Low.
I was going to say, not this year.
Not playing Maryland. In fact, he's playing Maryland opening game. Good defense right there. Cincinnati should play Ohio State every year. Opening game, neutral court. Cincinnati wants the game. Come on, Buckeyes.
Where do you think they ought to play it? Cleveland?
Yeah, Cleveland. It'd be a great game. Could donate some of the money to charity. It'd be unbelievable. The alumni would like it. The kids would like it. The fans would like it. The sports writers.
They're booking that even as we speak now because Dick wants it.
Oh, it should be on ESPN. What a great game.
We're almost a minute into the second half. Cincinnati forcing a turnover, getting a bucket, and trailing by 14. But down to 4 on the shot clock, and the shot clock has not been an ally lately. Flint got the 3 right when the clock was ready to run out.
He averaged 29 points a game at Woodward High School. One of the reasons was his long-range shooting ability out of Cincinnati, Ohio.
Here's a guy with great long-range shooting ability, Donald Williams. And a push inside on Jacobs.
You know, Donald Williams does it in spurts. He's a real spurt scorer.
That was on John Jacobs, his first foul.
Carolina with Williams, Stackhouse, Salvadori, Montross, and Phelps on the floor. So 2 7-footers.
Phelps has played a lot better tonight than he did in game 1 when he got himself in a big-time foul trouble.
Yeah, he only played 18 minutes on Wednesday night because of the foul.
Oh, had the lob right behind the defense.
Stackhouse couldn't quite handle it. Another Carolina turnover and a chance to cut further into that lead and get it back to single digits.
That's been really one of the negatives in the first 2 games has been the turnover ratio for North Carolina. That's just getting familiar with one another, too, when you bring in the new kids, the freshmen, to try and join the experienced players.
One kick. They'll reset the 35-second shot clock.
You know, we talk about the fact they've only played practice for 2 weeks, experience, but they're without Brian Reese, they're without Pat Sullivan, who redshirted, so you lose a lot of experience right there with those 2 guys out.
I heard somebody say before the game tonight, Carolina looked like the best team that's only had 2 weeks of practice in the country the other night. That could be true, I guess. Flint off the glass a little strong. Salvadori with a rebound strong.
Donald Williams ran to the 3-point line.
And nailed it.
That's part of the transition game. Run to the 3-point line, and when you got a guy that can shoot the rock like he can, had that big second half against Michigan in the NCAA championship.
Picked up a cheap foul on the other end, though. It's his second. He was only 2 out of 7 from 3-point range the other night. He's already got 2 this evening, and we got a long ways to go.
You know, he had a big one against Cincinnati. They were down 15 last year at the Meadowlands in the NCAA tournament in the round of 8. And he got hot in the second half, and they finally shut out Van Exel in the second half. He had 21 at halftime, and then Derek Phelps says, not the second half, Nick.
Williams had 2 three-pointers in overtime.
Oh, nice head fake. Salvadori.
For Carolina.
Salvadori, Brad, just left something on the floor. A little head fake. All you youngsters out there, use that head fake. Use that ball fake.
North Carolina by 12. Montross all alone as Bostic fell down.
Yeah, a little defensive mistake. Lack of communication. Good screen along the baseline. Perfect execution.
I say fell down. When you run into a pick like the one he ran into, 9 times out of 10, you're going to hit the deck.
Trying to get some motion offensively, playing without a true low post player.
You have to wonder when Bob Huggins is going to bring Wingfield back in. Here's Gregor's jumper, got it.
Gregor's got to get free a little bit more. He's got to be a little bit more active offensively. He's got a nice little touch, good 15 feet range. Tough to play Montross. He spins and holds position so well inside.
There he does.
There he is.
With the rebound and drew the foul.
I'll tell you one thing, though, the ACC, when you look at the talent in the ACC, they're going to have some tough games on the road. Kentucky have a little tough time with athletes in action. Virginia, look at Virginia right here. Mike Jarvis, what a job he's done at George Washington.
Wingfield comes back in.
A lot of those scores become meaningless. They really do. They become meaningless. Brad and I look at each other and say, who they playing?
When you got number 1 and number 19 right here and number 6 and number 9 coming up next, those don't have quite the same impact. Montross has 11 points, but he's only 3 out of 6 from the line. There's his number. Here's a guy that takes it pretty cool. His 2 biggest thrills in life, the national championship last year and the 21-inch rainbow trout he caught on a fly rod in Colorado this summer. I mean, is that a cool guy or what?
Wow, I learned something. I didn't know that. Where'd you find that out?
Stick with me, kid.
Wow.
16-24 to go in the game. 13-point Carolina lead. There's the steal.
Stackhouse, great quickness. What a lead. What a great look by Jerry Stackhouse. Unselfish. Excellent anticipation. Defensively plays the passing lane and then hits the trailer. As Phelps says, give it up, baby, give it up.
All 3 of his assists the other night were those kind. Nice looking passes. That one a no look, and Phelps the easy bucket, and it's a 15-point game.
D'Antonio said that didn't happen against Butler.
Blocked by Montross. Phelps on the other end.
Gotta get a little TO, baby. Gotta get a TO. The heels are on a run.
Biggest lead of the night. Wingfield. That quiets a crowd. That's the kind of range he has.
That's so impressive watching a guy with his size, the mobility, the touch. What a star he's going to be on a collegiate level. He'll be as good as he wants to be. It's all going to be in his hands, Brad.
Phelps a little gimpy right now, Dick. I think he injured himself a little bit on that last drive to the hoop. Calabria tried a little hook pass inside, knocked away by Harris.
North Carolina always tries to lock 2 people down in the boxes, forming that little triangle.
Carolina led by 16 at halftime. Cincinnati trying to cut into it. But with plays like this, Carolina maintains a 14-point cushion.
Ooh, what a nice look.
In an age of anonymous luxury cars, a Jaguar remains defiantly individual. Because Jaguar has a design philosophy that doesn't change with the wind. It's an Adams. Adams Family Values, rated PG-13. Now playing.
34, make the court like a ring. Attention, please. Round 1, ding, ding. 34, hit the floor. Put your body to bed. Not a 34 birdie trying to round your head. You ain't dead, Fred. Well, lucky you. We're going ding, ding. Round 2, 34's butt comes with the score. Crack 34 Wallace on his way to the board. Bruise after bruise. Yeah, you're gonna lose. Cause the doctor pay your visit.
you off your feet. It's full field views and playbook options. It's Super Play Action Football, part of the Super NES Sports Network, and it's in a league of its own.
Carolina by 14. Dick, we call this a great pick. Maybe it wasn't.
Hey, Brad, here they get into their 3-2 set and in a passing game. Now, we're going to see a screen come across this area. Now, watch this right here. There's the entry. Little Phelps, a little shake and bake. Brings it to the wing. Freeze it. Oh, my God. Did he knock him to the deck? Mr. Salvadori should have been gone. I mean, that should have been number 5. He should have been out. Look at him. He knows he got away with one. But he helped his buddy Montrose in this error. I should get half of them. And you know what else I was thinking? Hey, Stackhouse is smart. He knows if I give the rock up to Phelps in the layup on transition, that means I'll get the ball 3 times because he always has the ball.
Go. McGinnis slices, trying to leave it for Wallace, and they don't get the shot off before the 35-second clock expires. So it's happened to each team tonight. We didn't see that happen on Wednesday.
Yeah, violation of the shot clock, 35 seconds. We talked about the other day, the rich get richer. Certainly the shot clock, reducing it in number, favors the team with better talent.
Boy, there's one just thrown away by Gregor. Hoping one of his teammates was going to cut to midcourt, and they didn't. And Montross with an easy pickup. Williams for a jumper. This one comes off the wing field ahead to Flint. He's got a half step on McGinnis.
Oh, that's a foul. Count the basket. He's in the motion of shooting it. Count the basket. He's in the motion. Good call. Good call. I like these young kids from Cincinnati, and you certainly know that Bobby Huggins can flat out coach. No matter what happens here tonight, this club's going to be a very good basketball team as the season progresses. There's the foul as he's going up. They got a player sitting out right now, academic problems, will be eligible like December 10th, Lizelle Durden. I think Durden will give him really scoring and experience on the perimeter.
Damon Flint's had a big night as he did Wednesday, and he's got 13 tonight.
I think you got to like that great Midwest. We talked about a little bit earlier. St. Louis, Charlie Spoonhour. He's got a kid named Claggett. Nobody knows about him. Irwin averaged about 21 points a game. He can flat out play, and they got 5 starters back.
14-point North Carolina lead, but they throw it away.
That's sloppy basketball. Really, for an experienced team, that's sloppy basketball.
Wingfield has it rejected by Wallace. Ahead to Montrose by himself. Look at those.
Oh, yes. Little thunder dunk. But that happened because of Rasheed blocking a shot. Look at Rasheed at the top of the pressure. 6'11".
Wingfield saw Montrose coming and just lost the handle. But it comes back to Gregor underneath.
Never squared his body to get the look at the glass to make that layup. Bobby Huggins played at West Virginia, was an assistant coach down at Ohio State.
Eric doesn't get many this wide open, Dick.
Look at Eric. He says, my time is showtime. The big fella. The big, strong Mr. Montrose. There's that zone again. A 2-3 zone with Eric in the middle.
Flint's a guy that could help get him out of it. Here he comes. There it goes.
Yeah, he can shoot the basketball. He's got range. He's got area code, jump shooting range. Got those long arms. Makes him even bigger than 6'5".
Wallace had it stripped away underneath by Bostic. Wingfield's going to bring it up himself. Square up and let it fly. Flint might try another one. Well, they had a couple opportunities.
Contact.
Foul on Gregor. That'll be 4 on Gregor. We've got men's hoops going up tonight. We've got women's basketball coming up tomorrow. State Farm Hall of Fame Tip-Off Classic. Rematch of last year's national semifinals. Texas Tech and Vandy with that huge front line. Everybody's 6-1 or over on the whole team, as a matter of fact. Then Sunday, it's Ohio State. And number 1 ranked Tennessee as Pat Summitt goes for win number 500.
Pat Summitt can coach on any level, Brad. She can coach whether it's men, women. She flat out knows the game. And Katie Smith from Ohio State, worth the price of admission. I went to see her play one time, and I was awed with her ability.
Texas Tech ranked 14th, but without Player of the Year Cheryl Fuchs, so we'll see how they do in her absence. They had a great recruiting class, though. 56-46. We got 13 left in this one from Chapel Hill. Brad Nessler and Dick Vitale with you. As the #1 Tar Heels have led pretty much throughout. Cincinnati had 1 2-point lead in the first half. Montross with a left hand. He's really working on that thing.
Yeah, he really does. In practice, he works with either hand. Bill Guthrich works with the big fellas. The fine assistant coach for years. They're sitting next to Dean Smith. He's very effective down in that post area with the left and right hand. That's a part of the game I think Shaquille O'Neal's got to work on. Develop a little bit more inside in terms of the hook shot.
Bad part about Wingsfield being the tallest guy out there trying to put those threes up. There's not a lot of tall timber underneath.
Get it back. Oh, great defense right there to break up the sure jam.
And Wingsfield and McGinnis are going to call it on McGinnis, and Dean Smith's not too happy.
He says, wait a minute, look at Phil Ford sitting behind him. He's bewildered. Phil can't believe it. He said, you're standing right there. You got to see the play. Don't you know I'm Michelangelo? I'm a Hall of Famer. This is my facility. They named this place after me. This is the Dean Dome. There's the block. Now we're going to see the ball on the ground. They're battling for the ball. Battling for the ball. Should be really a no call. Should be basically like a hell ball rather than a foul right there.
Flint with 16 leads Cincinnati in scoring. Nice drive on the baseline, Bostic, and he drew the foul on Montross. Chance for a three-point play.
Excellent play by Bostic. What he did really well in driving that baseline was squaring his body, bringing his body back out to the court so he can get a look at the window and kick it on the glass. There's Bostic. He goes around. He beats him with his quickness. He says, Montross, I'm going to inside you. The key was stepping in, getting inside Montross to look at the glass.
Dick talked about him being a great leaper, a former state triple jump champion in high school, so he can flat out get up, and he completes a three-point play.
He's had so many injuries in his career. Oh, what a no-no right there. A lack of communication, not being organized. What a breakdown defensively to give up the layup.
It goes from a 9-point lead to 11 just that quickly. And Wingfield's fouled by Wallace.
You know, you're fighting, Brad, to get back in the game. You're hustling, you're scrapping, and then you give up a layup like that. That just breaks your heart.
11 minutes and 46 seconds left in this one. Cincinnati hanging in, but Carolina still by 11.
Maybe you think buying a computer for your family is easy.
So, which one is right for me?
How should I know?
Here, read these.
I wonder where we can find some help.
Can we get some help? Hey!
Not so easy unless you come to Radio Shack. From affordable family computers to exciting multimedia PCs, Radio Shack has the selection you want, plus the personal service and support you deserve. Make your decision easy with our full line of computers at Radio Shack, your Christmas electronics store.
I was just horrified when my daughter had cavities at her last dental visit. I said, Doctor, what can we do? He said, I'll give her a fluoride treatment here, but she's got to brush twice a day, so right way at home.
Because you can't have a dentist fluoride treatment every day, between visits, Crest Fluorostat treats your teeth with fluoride to continue the fight against cavities. It's a fluoride treatment for your teeth at home.
So, Sally brushed with Crest, and her next visit was great. I've got to act like a mom and think like a dentist.
Crest, a fluoride treatment for your teeth at home.
Luxury cars. A Jaguar remains defiantly individual because Jaguar has a design philosophy that doesn't change with the wind.
Just when Cincinnati had gotten it back to single digits, they had a mental breakdown.
Yeah, Bobby Huggins has to be really upset with this situation. Freeze it right here. Look at all the Cincinnati players. Everybody's up here. We got 4 guys just recognized right there and 1 standing on the wing. Nobody really recognizes to get back. Number 3 is Flynn. He's got to be the guard. He's got to protect it. Freeze it. Look at right here. I mean, everybody trailing the play. 5 guys, and this is a layup that I can make. Are you kidding me? I would score in a Tar Heel uniform. I used to go to bed at night and dream of playing for Duke or North Carolina. I mean, are you kidding?
Only in your dreams could you get that high and jam it like Williams did.
Right, only in my dreams. There's that zone again. Oh, nice touch. Nice kick out.
And a foul on Harris as Phelps was going up for another one.
Yeah, he lost control at his hip. He lost control, but he had good presence to hold it and to get fouled.
Carolina shooting 57% in the first half. They're shooting 78% from the floor in the second half with easy baskets like the Williams jam we just showed you a moment ago.
Well, every year Carolina's in the top 5 in America in terms of field goal percentage. You talk about North Carolina and Indiana and Duke. They do such a great job of making the extra pass and always seem to have the high percentage and the shooting effectiveness. And plus they got the really outstanding talent as well.
Greg Phelps having an excellent night compared to Wednesday. Right now he's got 9. There's Brian Reese on the bench with a bad ankle.
He wants to get healthy to get back to New York to play in front of his family and people, Mr. Reese. Reese and also Phelps are from New York City.
10 points for Phelps. The Carolina lead is back to 13.
This zone has really been effective. Every time Carolina has gone to the 2-3 zone, they have really pushed out their lead.
Stackhouse almost came up with a steal, and now we've got a pileup. And that looks a little like Mac Brown and Barry Wilson's football teams playing a week from tomorrow instead of basketball.
There's D'Antonio. We're isolating him right now. Little flash to the ball. No, he should have had the ball quicker. Should have had a little quicker. There's the reach-in from the top 2 guys. When you step into that gap or seam of the zone, they got to hit your timing. And that comes with practice, and that comes with repetition, and that comes with experience.
And they haven't had enough of any of that.
Give it off. There goes the Don, Mr. D'Antonio Wingfield. Now you got to get back.
And he does. Or rather, Bostic does. He's been hustling all night.
I'll tell you, I'm impressed with the athletic ability of these kids from Cincinnati.
That 3 would have helped the cause.
Oh, they missed right here. They had Wallace.
He still gets it.
Can he run the court? Everybody knows we're impressed with North Carolina, the prohibitive favorite to win it all.
64-51.
I wouldn't want to play them in Charlotte. I'll tell you, if somebody's going to beat them, they better beat them early in the tournament. They get to Charlotte, that place would be incredible. Plus, they get the advantage of playing possibly 3 games in the ACC tournament in Charlotte.
Wingfield, the jumper outside, rattled out. Wallace threw it away. Jacobs gets Wallace up, but he missed it. And then Montross clubs it back in his face.
Tough to get a shot inside with Montross and Wallace in there. Wallace outside. Are you kidding me? Is he for real? Is he legitimate? Is he the real deal? 6'11", 230, mobile, agile. Got touch. He can run the court. All he needs is GT. Playing time. And he loves his mom. That's all he wants to talk about. If you listen to Mrs. Wallace, all he wanted to talk about. I played for my mom. She's my great inspiration.
Wingfield. Missed the last 2.
Wallace is tired. He wants to come out. He's tired. He's ready to raise the fist. Look at Rasheed. Hasn't played this long at this level. Look at him. He's tired.
Stackhouse works the baseline. And
forced it.
Forced the handle.
Yeah, forced it. Sloppy.
Another Carolina turnover. And they're up to 20 on the night. They had 21 on Wednesday. We got a timeout. 9:19 to play in the ball game, and North Carolina stretches their lead back to 15.
One Stop Auto Center. Where else can you go to get your car painted, your oil changed, your transmission rebuilt, your engine fine-tuned, your windows tinted, your car washed, your upholstery redone, windows replaced, and quality Cobra tires all around. Maybe you won't need all these services at one time at one place. But isn't it nice to know that you can get them all at one time, at one place? One Stop Auto Center truly is your one-stop auto center.
A new name for Arizona Lottery's instant games. I came up with Speedy Cash. Beat that.
More instant games than ever from
Thrilling Time.
Fast, fun, financially fulfilling.
No. Volcano and Bermuda? How about Snappy Cash?
That's it.
Scratchers from the Arizona Lottery.
What's a day without scratching? What's a day without scratching?
You can fight others to get near it. Lunge at it wildly. And fling yourself on it like a hero on a hand grenade. Or you could watch. miss history. See the first ever Women's Hall of Fame Tip-Off Classic. It's hoops heaven as 4 of the nation's top teams face off in preseason action. Saturday and Sunday live on ESPN.
One of the most sought-after players in the country last year, and was impressed by Dean Smith's visit that hooked him to become a Tar Heel.
When I talked to him and he said that he was going to come up, you know, that shocked me and my mom, because, like, you know, you just won a national championship, you know, spending that with the team and your family, don't waste it on me. But him and Coach Ford, they came up, and so, you know, that showed to my mom and myself how much interest that they had in me.
10 points and 7 rebounds, and he would like to help add another banner to the Dean Smith Center.
It's amazing. It doesn't shock me. I tell you, when you're that good like Rasheed, coaches find a way to get in that house. 10 points, 8 rebounds, 5 blocks in limited time. Rasheed's talking about the fact that Dean wins the national championship, and the next day he's in Philadelphia at the City of Brotherly Love at the home of Rasheed Wallace.
Calabria comes up with a loose ball ahead to Williams. Carolina trying to go up 17, and they do.
Donna Williams, a little two-man break. Calabria kicks it back to Williams. He knows Williams the finalizer. He can convert. And when they get the lead, they rotate right into that 2-3 with that triangle inside and with the great size.
Wingfield.
D'Antonio, star all over him. I mean, he has star written across his chest.
Got 11 points tonight. A lot of foul trouble in the first half due to a technical, unsportsmanlike call. And a phantom foul as well that was called and not correctly put over at the scorer's table, so he sat out about 10 minutes of the first half.
That was a great pass from up on top by Montross.
Jacobs picks up his second foul.
What a great look. And Salvadori did an excellent job sealing off inside. Look at him stealing. And then he steps to the ball. I mean, he's got inside. Freeze that. Look at it right here. Oh, yes. Look at the inside position. Jacobs doesn't have a prayer. Salvadori, look at him. He's got his mouth open. He wanted that deuce. What great work ethic. Didn't come in, heralded like a Wallace or a Montross. Worked his gut out. Salvadori sat out a year. There's a red shirt. Look, he's got a smile on his face.
Jolson comes in. And Jacobs will sit. Salvador about 25 pounds heavier than when he first came into Chapel Hill as well, so he's built himself in that respect as well.
You know, we took a look at the bench there. Larry Harrison popped up, and Steve Muller, the assistant coaches, do a great job down in Cincinnati recruiting. As we look at the field goal percentage here, the big difference, 83% in the second half, Carolina, 43% versus Cincinnati.
Flynn a mile away. Didn't get the 3. Calabria, 3-on-1 Carolina.
Oh, he missed. He had Montross for a layup.
Got Williams for 3 instead.
I mean, if I were Williams right now, I'd go hug and kiss. What a screen. Unbelievable screen by Montross. I mean, he just spread his body. He looked like the line of the New York Giants.
Bostic trying to get it inside, and a foul on Calabria.
We take a look. Montross does a great job sealing off on the box, and he helps to really get Mr. Williams free for a shot. Watch this right now. Freeze that baby. Look at this here. He's sealing off everybody. I mean, are you kidding me? Wide open. I mean, he's wide open. There it is. Bingo, bango, boom. I love it. He says, my mom calls me boom.
Has Montross not done the little things so well tonight? Boy, talk about basics.
I love that hairdo. That's my favorite hairstyle.
You said you had one just like that, right?
I did as a kid, as a teenager at East Rutherford, New Jersey, when it used to be my red and white convertible.
Of course, Eric's barber is about a foot taller than yours.
My barber, I tell you, it's illegal that he should take money from me for a haircut. True. It's illegal.
Jolson rattled out the free throw. 72-53. North Carolina by 19 with 7:40 to go.
They're in total command.
They really are. And Calabria adds to it with a second 3 of the night for him.
Total command. They're executing. They're getting good ball movement, player movement. They're zoning now, making it almost impossible for you to get back in the game. You know, Bobby Huggins has been really interesting watching him at practice, an intense competitor and a fighter, but he really has said that on the defensive end, he's certainly getting into his players like always, but on the offensive end, he's got that fine line because he doesn't want these kids to really get tight and pass up good shots. So he's really a great understanding the psychology of coaching. You have to change with your personnel.
Yeah, we haven't seen any of that Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Huggins routine tonight at all.
I'll tell you one thing, what a great job he's done at that program. Since he's arrived there, now in his 5th year, the Shoemaker Center really, really responds in a positive way. And his staff, to go out and get the players they got, when you talk these freshmen, plus next year, Daniel Fortson and Bob Branham, I mean, things are looking up unbelievably down here at Cincinnati. And not for the Cincinnati Reds.
This team's the hottest thing going in that town, I'll tell you that.
Well, Xavier, wait a minute. Peter Gillen says, wait a minute.
Well, I was thinking about the Bengals. I apologize to Xavier.
They play football, the Bengals?
Yeah, not much.
Wow.
Huggins at Cincinnati, 95 wins. Look at the numbers, 29 and 27. And you put those 2 years together, and those are the same numbers, 56 and 10 over that 2-year span, that the teams that won national championships back in the early 60s put together in back-to-back years.
Well, Ed Jucker, they had a run where they went 5 consecutive years to the Final Four. You talk about tradition. And they had the great O, one of the greatest players ever to play the game. In fact, the 3 greatest, Magic, Jordan, and Oscar.
Stackhouse got hammered as he put up the jumper by Dalton. So Jerry will go to the free throw line.
One of my favorite books that I utilized in coaching, trying to steal material. You always try to steal, you know.
You sure do.
Well, I try all the time. Was Ed Jucker's book, Cincinnati Basketball. What a book. Ed Jucker had those great teams, names like Tony Yates, Ron Bonham, Tom Thacker.
Most people don't realize that the national championships were won after Oscar Robertson went to the pros.
Yeah, Big O, they went to the Final Four 2 years in a row, but didn't win the whole thing. It really started there, though, in the early 50s. Before you were born, I loved the guy by the name of Jack Twyman.
Stackhouse, his numbers not as impressive as Wednesday night, but he's played a good overall floor game. He's going to have some big nights in the Carolina uniform.
What I like about him, he's exciting. He's not afraid to take a chance and a gamble. He's exciting, explosive.
Cincinnati just turned it over in the backcourt.
Bobby Huggins' brother here played at Ohio State with one of our colleagues, Clark Kellogg, down there at Ohio State under Eldon Miller. Was a 3-year starter, Larry Huggins.
His other brother, Harry, a former Ohio Player of the Year, too. All 3 of those guys. How'd you like to be that family? Ohio High School Player of the Year, all 3 of them. Not bad, huh?
Dad, one of the great coaches in the history of Ohio basketball, is Dad Charles.
Montross can't get the jumper. Tough rebound. Fought for between Bostic and Stackhouse. And possession arrow going Cincinnati's way on the jump ball.
We've seen some real spurts here tonight of North Carolina where they really have played excellent basketball. They were really tested by Ralph Willard's Western Kentucky team, who I think is going to be outstanding. I really love what they have. I think the Hilltoppers really are going to have a great year.
Dean Smith said the defense for Carolina was awful in the second half the other night. Tonight it's been much sharper, no doubt about that.
Stackhouse on the glass. Duff's really unselfish. He knows he's limited in terms of his range. He knows his strength. Give up the ball, play on a defensive end.
Wingfield picks up his 4th foul as he hammers Montross. And looks like Tiny Jacobs is going to come back in for him.
Tiny Jacobs looks like he can help Shula out down there with the Bengals. They need a lot of help.
So Wingfield will sit back down. And Williams will come back in for North Carolina. Derek Phelps gets a nice hand as he heads to the bench. Williams, 21 points tonight. 6th straight game with 20 or more. He was over 20 points 11 times last year. Here's Montross. Another solid game for the big fella. Missed the free throw. Calabria puts it back up and in.
Calabria gives a little smile. Montross shakes his hand. So wait a minute, that's supposed to be my kind of game with the tip.
24-point North Carolina lead.
I love the way they play this zone, the 2-3. They really match up well, and they hurt you on the inside with their size.
Jacobs keeps it alive on the baseline. Comes Evans on the run. Lobs it, and Stackhouse breaks it up.
Stackhouse so active, so quick. Anticipates exceptionally well. And these Tar Heel fans love their Tar Heels. Said he almost went to North Carolina State. That was his other school. Les Robinson says, why do I finish number 2? That doesn't help me at all. That only counts in horseshoes, right?
That's right. And hand grenades, I guess. 5:15 left. 78-54. Flint flies on the baseline. Bostic, boy, he's done some tough work inside.
Yeah, he really has played hard. Really has played hard. Very active.
Don't forget, coming up next, we've got Jason Kidd and the Golden Bears of California. Kidd had 7 down the stretch of his 27 the other night in their first-round win, and they take on the Kansas Jayhawks. Roy Williams troops never lost a home game in November. How about that? That's coming up next. Number 6 against number 9.
You talk about a place that really rocks. Roy Williams, former assistant, 10 years here at North Carolina. Done an amazing job over at Kansas.
Stackhouse can't get it off the glass, and Bostic can.
You know, California's playing without 2 starters, K.J. Roberts and Al Grigsby.
Kansas had nice balance with their scoring. Yeah, guys in double figures.
I noticed where Jock Vaughn and Marcus Tamby from out of Massachusetts, the 2 highly recruited young people, really struggled in their first game, but that's expected. 2 weeks of practice. I mean, the cream will always come to the top, and guys like Vaughn and Tamby are such outstanding talents.
Bostic gives up about an 18-footer, and we're down to 10 on the shot clock. Flint will let it fly. 3-pointer for Flint. He's got 3 of those tonight, 19 for the game.
He's got that mentality that scorers possess. He's not afraid to take the shot. If he misses 1 or 2, he's going to come back and take another.
Nice defense on the other end by Flint, but he let Calabria get away from it. Jacobs.
Sound like an Italian construction company in Salvador to Calabria.
Flint will do it again.
Wow. I mean, that's NBA range. I mean, he shot that from about 25.
McDonald's All-American with back-to-back 3s. 78-60. Dean Smith says to his troops, move, move, move.
Want to get a lot of motion, get good spacing, get good angles for screens, and always have the presence of a big guy down on the box.
Nice feed in low. Salvadori with a hook off the glass.
Just great team basketball, making the extra pass, epitomizing what a North Carolina team is all about. Ball movement, always looking for the high percentage shot. Driving in the lane, there's the dump down by Stackhouse, and the touch pass inside. Salvadori right on the glass. Perfect execution.
Donald Williams goes off, Montross off, Calabria off, Phelps already on the bench.
Larry Davis going to get his first minutes. Didn't play at all in game 1.
Calabria, that's career high for him, Dick. 10 points. Another good game. Played 23 minutes the other night and was very effective again this evening. Salvadori at the line.
Everything about this place, you know, the uniforms, the color, the arena, the facilities, the man on the sideline. You just spell it C-L-A-S-S. I could even spell class.
You can spell a 21-point lead, too, for North Carolina.
What? Oh, guard dog. Oh, very scary. Finally, the good stuff.
If you want great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
What's up, Sinbad?
This amazing new Polaroid Captiva camera.
Amazing.
It's sleek, streamlined, and takes picture after picture.
So where's the picture?
Inside the camera's pocket, so my hands are free to take another picture. Now where's the picture? Yo, check her out. It's in your pocket.
I knew that.
Well, let me see the picture.
I'll trade you for the camera.
You have to ask my mama.
Did you live with your mama?
The new Polaroid Captiva.
In an age of anonymous luxury cars, a Jaguar remains defiantly individual. Because Jaguar has a design philosophy that doesn't change.
This one is pretty much out of hand. Freshmen scoring tonight. Let's take a look at how the highly touted freshmen that we talked about so much have done so far in this game. Flint with a great night at 22. Wingfield with foul trouble 11. Wright with 3. And then Wallace, Stackhouse, and McGinnis combined for 16 points.
Well, you know, the contrasting difference right there, Brad, and you and I talked about it earlier today. The Cincinnati kids have to be stars. They have to be option number 1, 2, and 3. Where North Carolina, they fit the puzzle, but they're just little pieces in that puzzle. And they don't have the pressure on them like the kids do at Cincinnati.
You know, Carolina getting guys like Wallace, Stackhouse, and McGinnis is sort of like the Dallas Cowboys getting Heath Schuler, Marshall Faulk, and J.J. Stokes to back up Aikman and Emmett Smith and Michael Irvin, you know? It's kind of unfair.
Those guys pretty good football players?
They're not bad.
They're not bad, are they? I love Schuler.
81-60 with 3:15 now left in the ball game. McGinnis trying to leave it over to Serge Zwicker and threw it away.
You know, coming up also in the NIT, Minnesota last night gets that win. They got a matchup now with Georgia, and Georgia can be an interesting team. Huey Durham. If the big guy Claxton can become a consistent player like he was as a freshman, he had a down year last year. And Cleveland Jackson was a great junior college player who was up and down last year. They can cause some problems.
And Shandon Anderson's become a starter and had 22 to lead Georgia in their first-round win the other night, so he's an offensive force.
Willie Anderson's brother now playing at San Antonio. Wingfield, that's a poor shot. That's a bad shot. You don't want to get bad habits in games like this when it gets away from you. Salvadori and Zwicker, another 7-footer.
Just bring in another 7-footer, right?
They had one last year. Matt Wenstrom didn't play. He's now with the Celtics.
Davis had it. Did it hit the bottom of the backboard? It did.
Serge Zwicker is a leading candidate right now. I know eventually he'll get PT, but he'll be a leading candidate for my all-airport team. 7-footer, looks great at the airport, and get no PT. He said, but I can't get PT. I got Eric Montross, Salvadori, Rasheed Wallace.
He's in there with Wallace right now, so a 6'11 and a 7+ still in the lineup with the regulars on the bench. Flint. Air ball that time. Wallace clears it off. He could end up with double figures in points and rebounds in the next couple minutes.
McGinnis got to play a little bit under control. He's going to get some playing time. Jam City. Spread the eagle. Jam it. Diamond Crafts High School. Philadelphia, #1 in America. USA Today last year. Bill Ellaby, the coach.
83-60 for Wallace. That's 12 points and 11 rebounds. So he does have the double-double going.
You know what was interesting there? Who rebounded on the other end? Rasheed Wallace.
That's right.
Who scored? Rasheed Wallace.
Runs the court pretty well.
Yes, he does.
McGinnis almost came up with a steal. Here's Wingfield. Can't get the 3. Wallace has his 12th rebound, and the outlet to Davis.
Had Rasheed right there. They missed him as a trail man. Got a hand on him. Hand check.
And a foul on Flint gives us a chance to take a snapshot of our Polaroid player of the game. And this one, that's about the most smile you'll ever see out of Eric Montross, probably. And excellent night he had with 16 points.
Except when he goes to a concert and he sees Clint Black. They tell me he loves country western.
There he smiles.
He went to Clint Black. Look at him smiling. He knows the camera's on him. Oh, look at him trying to cover up that dude. Don't cover up that dude. Come on, Eric. You know we're looking at you.
6 out of 8 from the field tonight, so he'll continue to be red hot in that field goal percentage category as he was coming in.
BMOC, big man on campus.
I'd say he's about the biggest.
He's the big man on campus down here. Mom and Dad went to Michigan. They're probably saying, gee whiz, can we make a trade? His sister's going to Michigan. Steve Fisher, can we send his sister to North Carolina and let us get Eric?
84-60. And Cincinnati threw it away.
Little turnover. North Carolina signed one player in the early signing period where Mr. Huggins is so excited with Danny Fortson decided from out of Pittsburgh. Everybody wanted him. Michigan wanted him badly. But he's going to play for Cincinnati at 6'9". Carolina signed a little guard, Shaman Williams, from out of Fork Union Prep School out in Virginia.
Nice feed by McGinnis. Zwicker blew it in close.
Oh, Zwicker had himself a deuce. McGinnis had himself an assist.
Bostic outside, and he's fouled. And he goes down hard.
He has really suffered a lot of injuries. Last year started really well and then had a hamstring injury after about the 10th game.
And Kansas and California just 43 seconds away. Number 9 meets number 6. The Bears, Jason Kidd, who's Dick's preseason All-American point guard. That's coming up in just a few minutes.
He's the best point guard in the nation. This kid can do it all. He almost went to Kansas. That was like his second choice. Roy Williams had a great chance to get him. Roy just got a great player. Rafe LaFrance, 7-footer. They wanted him so badly in Iowa. He's from Iowa. And Notre Dame wanted him badly. They were in the top 3.
So Royal said, Jason, nice to see you here, but you're too late coming into.
Oh, he doesn't want to see him in another uniform. Hey, Notre Dame's got to have 3 good guards this year. They're really independent-wise. John McLeod's got himself 2 new guards. A kid by the name of Keith Kurowski, Admiral White, an outstanding penetrator. And Ryan Hoover, who's a versatile kind of guard, can shoot the jumper. He can play either guard slot. So Notre Dame, the Irish are going to have a pretty good team. I'm prejudiced. I have to admit it. My daughters go there, and I'm going tomorrow to the football game.
Could have cool weather up there. Wolf blocked by Zwicker. Carolina runs it down. Alone on the baseline is Davis.
Larry Davis didn't get any TT the other night. He jammed that one and brought a smile to his face.
Hung on the rim too long, though, didn't he?
Yeah, got a technical. That's one of the calls this year. They're going to call that if you hang on the rim and you showboat, it's going to be a T.
And I'll tell you what, Joe Mingle made the call and then looked at the scoreboard and kind of shrugged as if to say, hey, guys, they told us we have to call that this year, so we're going to have to.
And that's part of the book, points of emphasis. So you're not allowed. You're only allowed to grab the rim if you're trying to protect yourself from an injury. But if you spread your legs like that, the official has no other recourse but to go T, baby, T.
I tell you what, the rim was bent. Rasheed Wallace just went up and hammered it back. It had not recoiled, so he did hang on enough to bend it down.
You know, North Carolina really has showed us some great spurts here tonight. And also we saw some spurts of some solid ability out of the Cincinnati kids. D'Antonio is going to be a big-time star. I know he's a little disappointed tonight. And maybe do a little growing up. Not getting that technical. That technical would have really hurt him because he became an assistant coach. And they need him on the floor.
Wallace is 13th rebound. The outlet, McGinnis, rather nice spin. Three-pointer won't go. And a whistle. And a foul with 15 seconds left. You know, North Carolina's basketball team excites everybody this time of year and will for about 5 months. But it is not just the basketball team that has people fired up. Mac Brown's football team can win its 10th game a week from today if they beat Duke. That'll be the first 10-win season since 1980, and they might have a major bowl on their hands depending on whether or not Florida State and Notre Dame end up in the Fiesta. That could free up the Sugar Bowl or the Cotton Bowl for the North Carolina football team. And they also, their women's soccer team in the championship on Sunday right here in town. They won today. And the men's quarterfinals of soccer also. The men's soccer team playing extremely well. So you talk about a great fall in Chapel Hill, huh?
Hey, the women's athletic, when you talk to the women's basketball team, top 10 in the nation. They got some outstanding athletes and do a great job with their women's program as well.
Not a bad place to hang out if you're a college sports fan, I guess.
Franklin Street really rocks and rolls.
It should be tonight because Carolina is going to go to the
count it.
McGinnis at the buzzer. Three-pointer counted, as Dick said, and that'll make it North Carolina 89, Cincinnati 63. For Dick Vitale, I'm Brad Nessler. Thanks for joining us from Chapel Hill. Now let's head back to Robin Roberts in the studio. Robin?
All right, gentlemen, thank you very much. I know you want to head off to Lawrence, Kansas to see Kansas take on the Cal Bearcats. I should say the Golden Bears. We will have that game coming up in just a few moments. But first of all, we want to show you the brackets. North Carolina moves on to the semis. They will face the winner of the Towson State UMass game, a game you can see tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern on The Deuce on ESPN2. And the winner of our next game, Cal and Kansas, will take on the winner between Georgia and Minnesota. You can see the semis here on ESPN.